Austin has dropped out of the top 5 places to live in the US, and even though we have outrageously aggressive heat during the summer, and even though we have super high property taxes and the city is beginning to feel a bit cramped, Austin is still a really popular spot and people are still relocating here from other parts of the US and other parts of the world. Do we still have issues that need to be resolved? Yes. Absolutely, but the city still presents tons of opportunity for those who are looking for it. We also have so much stuff to do. Hiking trails, lakes, tons of restaurants, barbecue, opportunity for career growth, booming tech industry, and overall high quality of life. I'm going to share with you the top 6 reasons why I think Austin is still a popular place to live and why it's still rated the top place to live in Texas. Hi guys, I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I work with people who are relocating to Austin from other parts of the country and other parts of the world. If you're thinking about making a move to Austin and are thinking about buying or selling a home, contact me. My contact information is in the description below. You can also set up a direct one-on-one Zoom call with me. Just follow the link in the description. Also, if you see me out and about, come say hi. I love interacting with you guys through the comment section, but I also really like seeing you guys out in the real world that we live in. So let's jump right in. Here we go. Reason number 1, why people are still moving to Austin, Texas, USA. We have a strong job market. Austin's economy is booming with numerous opportunities in tech, healthcare, education, entertainment, and attracting professionals from various fields. Various fields, kind of. Definitely lots of people that are in tech. And yes, everybody knows that in the last couple of years, we've had massive layoffs from some of the big tech companies. I think that's just happening all over the country though, but there is still plenty of job opportunity. Then there's still tons of IT companies that come to Austin so they can stay here long term. So yeah, there's a lot of fluctuation right now in the job market, but when our economy is more stable, of course, there's going to be a lot more job opportunity and stability. Point number 2, why people are still moving to Austin. We have a tech hub status. Austin is oftentimes known as Silicon Hills. To be fair, I looked this up and I found it in an article. I haven't really heard Austin being referred to as Silicon Hills. I've heard people say that it's the new Silicon Valley, but the Silicon Hills label is new to me. But I kind of like it, so we'll keep it for now. Austin is a tech haven with a strong presence of major tech companies and startups, offering abundant opportunities for tech professionals. So number 2 really is just piggybacking off of number 1, reiterating the fact that there's still a lot of opportunity and tons of jobs in the tech field. One thing I will say, though there have been the layoffs, people will always need tech. Technology is not really that economically dependent in the sense that we're always going to need Wi-Fi. Google's always going to be there. We're always going to need UX designers. We're always going to need people to write code. Those are things that don't go away. Though companies are tightening their belts with their budgets because the economy fluctuates, these things generally, I think, I'm not an economist, are fairly stable and things that people always need. Point number 3 also piggybacks off of point number 1 and 2. Austin has a very friendly business climate. Texas's favorable tax policies, including no state income tax, and Austin's supportive environment for startups and entrepreneurs draw businesses of all sizes. It's true, we have gigantic organizations like Apple, we have Tesla, and then we have a ton of startups. My boyfriend, for instance, moved to Austin from Dallas in 2021. He has a startup. He saw the opportunity and he recognized the fact that there is a very strong community for startups and small businesses. Since he moved here, he's made a ton of connections and he's constantly meeting with people that want to help him grow or work with him on the startup. Now, this is not just me talking about my boyfriend. This is a lot of people, and he's got a lot of friends that are in the same boat as he is. And I do see this happening, that people come to Austin with the intention to start a business and grow a business, and they tend to do really well because it seems that people who come here that are entrepreneur minded have a mission and they understand that this is a really great place to do it. Is this information helpful? Are you learning from this? Please make sure to like this video and leave a comment so that I know to continue making videos like this one. Point number 4, why people are coming to Austin, is we have a vibrant food scene. Okay, but like I wouldn't, because in all honesty, I wouldn't say people are coming here for the food. We do have a lot of like independently owned cute little restaurants that are popping up all the time. To be fair, we don't have as much food diversity as Houston, for instance. Houston has a gigantic, wonderful Chinatown, which we lack in Austin. We do have a very small one, but we have a lot of food trailers and like food trailer parks. And when you go to a food trailer park, you can get a burger, you can get stir fry, you can get soup, you can get deep fried donuts, you could get a fruit cup, like you can get a very wide variety of different types of food. Also, Texas in general has really, really good Tex-Mex. It's not like actual Mexican food. If you go to Mexico, the food in Mexico is totally different. This is definitely Tex-Mex and it's its own thing, and it is fantastic. And we also have like the best barbecue in the US, I think. Don't come at me if it's not true, but I really do think we have some of the best barbecue. Austin's also very health conscious, so there's a lot of very like health-minded restaurants all over town. And because Austin is growing so much, we're also getting an abundance of new coffee shops and restaurants and fun places that are popping up all the time. So I wouldn't say people are coming here for the food necessarily, but we do have some really good spots and a lot of variety. Point number 5, why people actually do come to Austin. We have tons of live events constantly, all the time, all over town. The city's calendar is literally packed with events, music festivals, and live entertainment, ensuring that there's always something happening. So one spot that I've talked about a bunch of times and will continue to talk about is Central Market. We have 2 Central Markets. It's like the Whole Foods of HEB. And they have these really large patios where they oftentimes have live music on the weekends. That's free, anybody can go. We also have the Moody Theater where Willie Nelson will show up to. We have the Concourse Project on the east side, which is like an industrial setup where they have all sorts of concerts. It's usually EDM. There's other things too, but that's kind of what goes on there the most. And then we have South by Southwest. We have ACL. We also have the Spring Kite Festival, which also happens at Silker Park. So along with all of that, we also have a lot of breweries and wineries. Fredericksburg, for instance, is super famous in Texas for wine. There's a lot of vineyards and wineries and wine tasting and wine tours. So if you really like wine, that's a really good spot to check out. And the downtown in Fredericksburg is also super, super cute and really just like kind of like old school little Texas spot. Point number 6 is overall quality of life. Finally, our quality of life in Austin, balancing work, leisure, and community, makes it a really appealing destination for many seeking a fulfilling lifestyle. I have a ton of clients that have little ones, and I always hear that it's been pretty easy for them to find community. Of course, I think with the kids going to school and being a part of like sports and activities, it's easier for people to mingle and like get to know each other and form a community. But I think that's pretty unique, and I keep hearing that from a lot of people. Also because I think so many people are transplants from other states and they don't know anyone, they actually want to get to know people. So it's pretty easy to talk to new people, make new friends. People are pretty chill, generally pretty approachable. Every now and then, of course, I hear a story about somebody that was standoffish or whatever, but for the most part, people are very approachable and genuine, I would say. Another thing that goes along with quality of life is just like the access to things. If you're living in Austin or even a suburb, we do have bad traffic at points and sometimes, but it's really not nearly as bad as it is, for instance, like in California. Even if you do live in the far suburbs, you could typically still get to Austin, even in traffic, within about an hour. Of course, it depends greatly on like what suburb and what part of Austin you're trying to go to, but everything's pretty accessible. And even if you are further out, there's always gonna be stuff to do right there in that community. There's always an HEB, which is our main grocery store. There's usually parks and community centers, gyms, restaurants, that kind of stuff. So I think we have a lot of access to things quicker than maybe other parts of Texas do, for sure. Last thing for quality of life is, aside from housing pricing being pretty high, I mean, we have some of the highest properties in the country, and of course, home prices are still high. Everything else is pretty reasonable. We have a lot of oil in Texas. Our gas is less expensive. Our utilities tend to be less expensive as well. I've had clients that come from California, for instance, that have had really outrageous electric bills. All of that is pretty affordable here. Groceries are pretty affordable, and we have access to so many different types of food too, just because we are literally on the border of Mexico. So those are some reasons why I think Austin is still a very popular spot to live and why so many people are still relocating to Austin. I have tons of clients that come here because they got a job offer. And then I also have a lot of clients recently that are coming here just because they want to be in Austin. So many of us work remotely now, and I love that these people continue to choose Austin because they still see the higher quality of life that this town can offer versus maybe some other parts of the country. So that's my thought on that. So, did you just recently move to Austin? Have you been to Austin for a while? Leave a comment, let me know what brought you here originally, and also let me know why you chose to stay. I'd be very curious to see what you guys have to say about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor. Till next time.